Hi everyone. I'm playing it low down today. A little dress down, little hat, little glasses, little shirt from my girl, Kamisha, who does all my shirts. Miss Kamisha, if you're still out there at some point, we're going to go ahead and send some love out to you. She makes all my shirts, and hopefully over the next, I think, 3 or 4 weeks, I'm going to try and connect with her and see if I can get some more shirts. Maybe I can get some hats too. But this one I like. She made this one up herself. It says, "I'm the physical therapist. Let's just assume that I'm right." Gotta love it. She's awesome. I know she's one of my subscribers long ago. I'm not sure if she's still subscribing or not, but hopefully she is. Hopefully she sees some of my stuff, because I'm going to be shouting out to her to do some more stuff for me. Oh, I got 4 or 5 in the house. Shout out to the host. I'm going to go ahead and add some people moderators, since they've changed the way the system's set up now. And that way you guys can intermittently throw your links down. I figure maybe 1 or 2 minutes, throw down a link if we get some more people in here. I think that's probably the easiest we can do. Hopefully they don't get me for a spam. We'll see. Give me a thumbs up if you like. I know today I have on here talking about the spine. And so if you guys have any questions, I also think I'm going to talk a little bit about a video that I might put up a little bit later, depending on how many people come into the house tonight, or today I should say. That's right, happy Easter to everyone out there. And here's a cup of coffee for you. Gotta have my coffee. You can't hear me. Yeah, you got a problem on your end, because I'm coming up fine on my end for my sound on everything. That's got to be your end. On excuse me, can drop link or not? If cannot, no problem. Yeah, sound is clear. Yeah, you can go ahead and drop your link. I think I'm going to put it down, every 1 to 2 minutes, drop your link. Right now there's only 4 in the house, so if you drop your link once, that's all you'll need. I don't have a lot of people here right now. Hopefully I'll get to 1,300 subscribers today. Hard to tell. We'll see how far we get. There's a lot of people doing lives because everybody's stuck at home nowadays, as well as everybody's trying to get that coveted 4,000 subscriber hours, which I probably won't get to it this year around. I first started YouTube in November of last year, like late November, right before Thanksgiving, USA Thanksgiving. And I think I'm close to like 400 hours total. So, yeah, I mean, unless something happens, I won't get to 4,000 subscriber hours, or excuse me, 4,000 watch hours by November this year. And if I'm wrong, can you tell me? That's a rolling 12-month hours. Is that correct? What I mean by that is they're looking back at the last 12 months of whatever date, whether it's like they look at, let's say today, they look at today and then they go back 12 months from today. Go ahead, if you guys can share me out, I'm going to share myself out as well as also on Facebook. All right. I shared myself out. YouTube. Oh, as well as, let's go ahead. I'm going to share myself out on Instagram. Let's go ahead and throw one out there. Let's do a quick little video here. And this is Average Joe PT. Come and see us live right now. Here we are. Pretty simple, right? Straight to the point. There we go. 3 platforms done. Get back on here so I can see your guys' questions if you have any. You've made it a little bit harder to do things nowadays. Oh, got 7 watching. Hi, Wanda. I'm going to make a few of you guys moderators at a time. Drop your link once and probably do it maybe once every 1 or 2 minutes. Don't try and be spammy because I want to get watch hours for this as well as hopefully answer some of you guys' questions. So I'm only using phone only. Wait, I will share this into my community first. All right, thank you, Rosa B. Hi, Wanda. How you doing this morning? Or it's still morning where I'm at, anyways. Sunday morning, Easter. Everybody would normally probably be gathered with family members as much as possible around some sort of big fat meal. Maybe some people are trying to do that still. You're going to see now that YouTube has changed a little bit of how we can actually connect to one another. You're going to see people pop in and out because they could be using just one particular mode to interact at YouTube. They don't have a laptop or computer at the same time. That's kind of like what you're going to have to probably get used to if you can. Is have 2 different devices going at one time so you can watch while you're, interacting with someone else. Is wearing a knee brace at work all day a good or bad idea? Well, look at it this way. And so, if you can look at it, it's not really good, or I guess you could look at it 2 different ways. So, if you had a knee brace, and there's 100 different kinds. My knee model is supposed to be coming today, by the way. Normally, I'd have a model so you could visualize. So, the knee is the last thing I need to get, or one of the last models I need to get. But let's say you had a brace with the braces, metal pieces on the side. That'll keep you from laterally going on either side, inside or medial side. So that'll at least take the stress off of that way. It does give some artificial support to the joint, but it also makes the muscles not work as well as we have these things called proprioceptors within the knee joint. And that also dampens that ability for them to work as well because you're getting some artificial outside the knee support and compression. So when you do take the knee brace off, it feels a little weird, so to speak, a little weaker than it should normally be. So wearing a brace all the time, whether it's your knee, elbow, shoulder, or back, is not a good idea because it does weaken the muscles and those sensory receptors over a longer period of time, the longer you wear it. Wearing something for short bursts to be able to do the activity, I think, is okay to reduce injury or to improve mechanics of the body while you're doing the activity. But prolonged use over any period of time with a brace is not good. But as a recourse, if that's the last thing that we can do so you can continue your function by reducing the pain a little bit, yes. But is that the ideal thing to be in? No. Hopefully that helps. Medic Bunny's in the house. Making you blue, Medic Bunny. So what I'm doing with the blues is if you want to drop your link down once every 1 or 2 minutes so people can easily go to your channel. versus having to do all this other nonsense. We'll see how that works out. I'm just trying to make it so it's not spammy. Oh no, my connection is so slow. I will replay this video tomorrow. Alright, Ross B Vlogs. Sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, I got this at the highest you can is 1080p. The video as well as the sound. So I get maybe a little bit of a lag. Probably sometimes as high as 30 seconds. And as low as probably 5 or 6 seconds. So it all varies, but I'm running about 400 megabytes a second, but even that fluctuates because a lot of people are on the platform, on the network, I should say, and so it slows down my speed. Oh, hearts, kisses, and rabbits. I got hearts, kisses, and rabbits. So we got one saying YouTube made it to where you can't click on a name. You have to search for them now unless you send your link in another social media. Yes, this is true. But you can, since you are blue, you can go to your page, copy your link, and since you are blue, you'll be able to drop it in the link in the actual live chat, and so that your link will become a hyperlink when you're blue. If you're gray, it won't. It won't become a hyperlink. So that's kind of like the gift. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, everybody's got their ideas of why they did it that way. I'm sure one of them is because of these, obviously, people, live streams having 30 and 40,000 people or whatever. 40,000 people, no. 30 or 40,000 subscribers, and they have maybe 100 or 200 people going at a time at their live stream. And I think they're trying to make it more content friendly versus just making the platform all live streams. So I think they're trying to see what this does to see if it mitigates that a little bit. And it will. Anytime you add barriers to someone to become a subscriber or barriers to someone to come and watch your view or your video, people are going to have, you know, if they don't want to watch your content or they feel less apt to watching your content, 1 or 2 barriers, and then they won't look at your content. So I guess in some ways this is going to make a lot more people. Hi, Nikki. This is going to make a lot more people that want to come and see your stuff stick and stay. So that will probably happen more. The people that you do have subscribers wise, they're actually going to be people that actually watch your videos because the platform is making it that one step or barrier harder to see your stuff in the first place. So I got 7 in the house right now. We're talking about the spine if you want to. If you have any questions about the spine, no, I just had Wanda and their family talk about the knee brace, which is fine. I can answer that like I did. That's probably the most appropriate thing that I can easily do. Kim Bodie, thank you so much. I will get back to you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day, everyone. All right, Rossi B. You love my t-shirt, Nikki. Yeah. Before you came in, I got this wonderful girl. I haven't seen her in a while. Her name is Kamisha. She's around my area, and she made all my t-shirts, and I'm going to probably shout out to her in the next week or so and see if I can get some newer shirts and get some, maybe some different sayings. I might have her, if she does hats or something like that. But she's really nice. She did this one all by herself. I didn't even ask her about this one. Girl's got some serious skills, and so she does. She would be probably modest about it, but I love her stuff. She probably doesn't watch my channel much or at all. I know she was a subscriber at one point, but I got to shout back out to her and get some more stuff. You know what? I have to probably. I don't want to speak for her. I know she has a little thing on the side, and I'm not sure if I should tell this out to her or not. She does have a company, I will be probably texting her probably this afternoon or tomorrow and asking her if I can throw her name out. I'm not sure she still has a company. I made these shirts probably like 3 months ago. So, and I definitely want more from her. But stay tuned. I got her first name, last name, and everything else. And if she says, yeah, go ahead, Joe, throw me out there, I definitely will. She's a sweetheart. She's a nice lady. Wanda says, my husband's a mechanic, truck driver, so he is up and down and on his knees a lot. That's a lot of the problem. Yeah, if you're on your knees a lot, I do have a video on knees. It's a fairly new one, probably like 3 weeks ago. It's probably under knee pain and also under my entire playlist and my knee playlist. If you want to look at that, I use different things like towels. You might want to just seriously get the rolled up towel and have it in his cab or whatever, put taper on it so when he goes into a kneeling position, he can get in the habit of just throwing it down on his knee to take some of the pressure and some of the pain off of his knee. If he gets into a habit of doing that, just throwing that down there, boom, he might like it a little bit better on his knees. Something simple as a really thick towel roll. It probably would be like a beach towel because it's nice and long so both his knees can hit it at the same time. Oh, Canal Animal. I got some new ones in here. Thank you, folks. Boom. Now, I'm making you guys moderators. Y'all be nice now. Because if you want to throw your link down as a hyperlink, I just want you to do it once every 1 or 2 minutes. That way it's easy to throw your hyperlink in there so people can come right to you. And they don't have to go on writing your name and trying to find you on a search. So, Medic Bunny says, I bought my girls some really good knee pads. Since they do landscaping, they have gotten into the habit of wearing them whenever they are outside. Yeah, it's nice because you really do put a lot of pressure on the kneecap, the patella, as well as the. I'm gonna show you my nice hairy leg here, as well as the this ligament. They want to call it the tendon, but technically a tendon goes from muscle to bone. The tendon is actually coming from your quads to the top of the knee, as my wonderful gross anatomy teacher that was at Einstein University in New York City. It goes from a ligament is from the bottom of the patella, or what we call the inferior pole, to the tubercle here, and so that ligament can get really inflamed because you're always putting pressure down on that with your body weight, as well as you're in this position. So it's a lot of stretch as well as compression that can really irritate that area. So yeah, the best thing you can do is try and unload it with either knee pads or a towel roll or something like that. Unless you're in soft dirt. I mean, like you're doing some yard work and you're in nice soft dirt that's going to give to the knees, then you don't need knee pads then. That's kind of silly. Oh, she's from Brazil. Thank you, Brazil. In the house. Never been there. It looks beautiful. I got 4. You're going to see people popping it up because they're probably going to other people's searches, because now they've made it twice as hard. If you're just using one device, you can't really do a lot of things on that one device like you used to. Now you have to have multiple devices, or throw your hyperlink down in to the chat area. My husband had spondylolisthesis and stenosis. He had a fusion surgery, but it didn't stop the pain. No, absolutely not. So let's talk about what the heck is spondylolisthesis. So there are different. So this nice lady or guy is talking about a translation or shifting forwards of one vertebrae or one bone on the other. Okay. You can have it forwards or you can have it back. You can have an anterior spondylolisthesis or posterior spondylolisthesis. And they have different grades to that. You get to the higher grades, 3 and 4, those are permanent surgery. What that does is it puts a lot of stress on the back side of the joint and the ligaments and everything else, and obviously will probably cause a fracture at some point if it's a far enough shifting forwards. The back joints on that side, the facet joints, can't handle that much stress. Something's going to give, something's going to break. And so what they do is they bring it back in line. They might take the disc out. They'll take the two bones and put them together. You might take some shavings from the side of your pelvis, from the side of your hip, put that into the area, and then they'll make that one giant joint to take the disc out, as well as they will fuse. They'll usually put either a screw, hopefully, if they do rods, they do what we call flexible rods or semi-flexible rods, and then they'll basically make that one giant joint, and that'll at least keep it from translating forwards any further and causing probably some sort of spinal shearing or spinal damage. Does that help pain? A lot of times, no. When I was the therapist first starting out 20-some years ago, they did a lot of back surgeries on people that just had pain. Their outcomes were poor at best. And so, yeah, me as a physical therapist, let's see what I don't want to lose everybody here. Welcome, Canal. If you drop your link here and it does not work, maybe put it in the comments. Yeah, you put it in the comments. That's what you'll get. Yakovich, that's a surgery that doesn't stop all the pain. Absolutely not. Thumbs up to the stream. That's right. Thank you, Nikki. Thumbs up to the stream. He is 50% off. I don't know what that means. He's disabled, 50% disabled probably. Is that what you mean by that? They couldn't bring it back because they couldn't break the bone around it. They just put the rods in the screws. One screw wallowed out. Ooh, wow. I mean, hollowed out. Hollowed out. Yeah. That sometimes it depends on how bad it. I mean, I'm not a surgeon. You'd want to talk to a surgeon about this, an orthopedic surgeon, that is. I can just tell you from the physical therapy standpoint of view. Yeah, they try and bring it back as much as you can. Now, if this has been going on for years, depending on where that pain is, if that pain's coming from the facet joint, okay, or is it coming from the muscles because it got shifted back, or above and below the fusion site are you having that pain? I would say to them they probably should go and see either a anesthesiologist that does pain injections or a physiatrist that does pain injections. Those are two medical doctors. And a lot of times what they'll do is they'll do some injections within the spine area, maybe to the back or to the front or the lateral side, and see if they can do what they call spinal blocks or facet blocks, and see if they can locate where that pain is generating from and then target that site. So they can do a treatment as well as a diagnostic tool as a combination to see where is that pain being generated from. Now, there's also a thing called the dorsal column stimulator, DCS for short. Those have been around for a long time. Basically, it's a glorified internal TENS unit, TENS, transcutaneous electric nerve stimulator. Essentially what they do, they initially put people in the hospital for one day. They do an external, which is on the outside, and put the needles to the area where they think the pain is being generated from. They put electrical currents to stimulate that pain to see if they can get it to reduce. And then if it does reduce, they go ahead and put that implant into you. And that's basically a way to mitigate or reduce the chronic pain that you're having by having a dorsal column stimulator. Essentially, the dorsal part of the spine column stimulator is basically all that really means. I got 3 in the house right now. I think people fell off. Let's see if I reset here. Sometimes when I reset, I can see more. Yeah, there's only 3 people watching. A lot of people left. Medic Bunny's wondering if he smokes. We're looking at how well does the blood flow go to that area, because it's research based. It looks at someone who smokes has a reduced healing speed and quality healing. No, they couldn't shift it back. 6-hour surgery, and they couldn't move the shift back because bone had grown around it. Doctor said he tried to move it back and he couldn't. Yeah, I mean, that's what happens if you had it for a long time. Maybe the spine, what we call naturally fused in that spot, it fixated there, and he probably was afraid that he was going to do more damage than good. Basically, cost-benefit ratio. You know, is he going to cause a lot of pain to this person and make them worse, or make them have some sort of paralysis to try and fix the alignment of the spine? So, but that might be an idea there, Miss Kojivish Shavat. I'm horrible with names, sorry. I mean, you could ask him about a DCS, dorsal column stimulator. You sound like you might be a candidate for it. He doesn't smoke or drink. Boy, he sounds like really healthy. Yeah, it sounds like he had a bad deal. But that's what I would say. Probably epidural blocks to see if they can find the pain, and then see if they can actually do a dorsal column stimulator and see if that could help his pain a lot. I've had a few people that actually did quite well with it. If they could reduce the pain a little bit, it's better than what they're currently in. Oh God, no, Medic Bunny. No, you're not butting it. No. Absolutely not. I'll tell you one thing though, this pollen's kicking my ass. Man, I went out for a nice walk yesterday, a nice 3-hour walk. I came home last night, my eyes were all itchy, coughing, ridiculous. Woke up and a lot of it was gone, but man, pollen here in North Carolina is still kicking hard. Here we are, second week of April. It's been going on for all of March and now April. They say you move to North Carolina, if you don't have allergies, stick around long enough, you'll get them. Rossi B's back giving out the flowers, yeah. Do you guys have any questions for me in regards to, you know, the spine and physical therapy? Or, you know, I also talk about the video. Let me go ahead and give me a second here. I'm gonna throw up the video here since we got a few people here.
This is Average Joe PT, and we're talking tonight hip. So we're going to talk about iliopsoas. What is iliopsoas? Snapping hip syndrome. You having some hip pain? Let's see Average Joe PT. Subscribe, baby. Representing the iliopsoas, green vein. So, we're going to bring up real close on you, boys and girls. So, if you look at that big muscle group, there's two muscles. You got one that lines on either side of the spine, and it looks like that. And then the other one, that psoas muscle, on the right hand side. So, you got two muscles.
All right. Now they've made it even harder. You can't download your videos right onto your computer no more. They've stopped that. So, excuse me, I don't know why they did that. I'll have to change the position how I do stuff after this. Oh, I don't want to spill my coffee.
Some pain on the inside there a little bit. Maybe some referred pain. Tension to the spine. Maybe some rotation issues. So that's all about anatomy of the iliopsoas. I'm going to give you a few exercises to do, some stretching stuff that you can do at home. Let's give you three. Everybody loves threes. Let's give you three stretches / strengthening exercises that you can do at home to help with hip pain. Not the hip pain. Iliopsoas stuff. Alright folks, we're ready. So, I'm going to show you some stretches and strengthening exercises.
I'm not sure if you guys can hear this, but
Number one.
so I got Medic Bunny. I'm very good, thank you. But my Wi-Fi doesn't cooperate for tonight's so slow connection, but glad to see everyone here. Yes, it happens sometimes, unfortunately. Yep. Yeah, sometimes, yeah, I'm hooked. I'm using OBS, so for this live. Sometimes I use StreamYard, but I've been using OBS lately because I can do more with it than I can with StreamYard without having to pay for it or paying more for those options. I realized with the Wi-Fi, even though I'm getting 80 to 100 megabytes with my Wi-Fi, it's not fast enough. I have to have a solid plug-in connection, in this case Ethernet, otherwise either the sound gets laggy or the frame rate, the frames per second freezes up on me, so I have to be careful of what I use Wi-Fi for because it just cannot handle this much data. Even when I reduce the quality of the picture and stuff, the Wi-Fi wouldn't work well unless I use StreamYard. StreamYard, you can basically have like probably 420p. And StreamYard will work. It's good for stuff like that when you are on just Wi-Fi. So this video I'm trying to play behind you here. Let's see if I can move it a little bit closer so you can see it. Oops. I don't dare bring it any closer than that.
We're back, folks. How'd you like that nice bend one? It's really simple to do. You just have to watch out.
Bye, Medic Bunny. Thanks for coming.
Now the Third,
I'm glad you came too, Medic. Have a nice Easter.
strengthening exercise. This is clamshell. Shown you this plenty of times. This one gets weak on a lot of people. All you can do is lie on your side, keep your feet together.
Kevin Ling's in the house.
Back against the wall, so that
Joe, going to dig through your videos to help with my back. Uh-oh. Any insight into status of physician offices during the pandemic? Think I'm at the point after 6 years where I'm ready to get checked. Oh man, you waited, Kevin, you waited for a pandemic to get checked? Jeez, jeepers, you gotta be kidding me. Kevin, brother, you should have came to me when we were connected, when we went out that day, man. I've been able to at least looked at you quick and gave you some good tips. Kevin's a good friend, very good friend, and he's saying here that he's got some back problems, and you can dig through probably my back video list if he hasn't already looked at my playlist for the back, and seeing if some of that stuff might actually help him or not, or see what's actually bothering him. Physicians' offices probably won't see you right now for your back.
This is Average Joe PT, and we're talking tonight with him.
Probably won't see you, Kevin, right now because of the pandemic. You'll probably have to wait after, because this is a chronic, as it looks like here, after 6 years, this is a chronic issue. So you're probably better off just doing the basics of icing, anti-inflammatories, and stuff like that to see if it will calm it down. Icing, prone with 1 or 2 pillows. Since it's non-trauma, you might be able to get your physician at least do an x-ray to make sure there's nothing else going on there. Make sure there's nothing congenital that you weren't born with, like I've talked about in my last stream, where you might have a natural fusion of the L5S1 area where the transverse process you were born with it over elongated, so it naturally fuses with L5S1. Or if you have a congenital disc in the sacral area, S1, S2, you're going to have that where it didn't naturally fuse. I mean, an x-ray will show that, but other than that, show a fracture that's probably not there. God forbid, it's not going to show you don't have any other issues in regards to the big C word, cancer or anything like that an x-ray might show. But other than that, it's not going to show anything else. They're probably going to diagnose you with probably just, degenerative disc, or just chronic back pain, and send you to a physical therapist is what they're going to do. They might give a nice doc. They might give you some oral steroids for maybe 5 to 6 days just to see if that will calm it down. Epic Fun and Games is in the house. Happy Easter, everybody.
Everybody loves threes. It's going to be 3 stretches/strengthening exercises that you can do without back pain.
Epic Fun. So this one is the video that I'm showing here now that you can't see too well, but next time I will bring it so it's much closer so you can see it a little bit better. You can see it a little bit, but this is my snapping hip psoas video that I did probably at least 2.5 months ago now, and it's slowly building more views for some reason. Everybody liked this one. This one I think has got almost 1,100 views. It's my top one at the top that's got the most number of views, and it's one of those videos that just slowly is climbing. I think I'm number 2 or number 3 on first page on YouTube for this particular one, and that's probably the reason why it continues to get views. And so I use TubeBuddy. They don't give me a dime for saying that, but I do use TubeBuddy, and I think I pay like $9 or $10 a month or something like that, and at least gets you a good idea of a good title that you might be able to put in your actual search bar, so you can see if your actual title will actually be good ones so that people will click on it. Joe, excuse me for my net so slow. In a while I'm not in your live stream. Done. Wished I could hear you, but I will replay tomorrow for sure. Have a great day. Keep safe and enjoy. Thank you, Rossi. Yeah, it's probably because my video quality is 1080p and my sound is also 1080p. So it's probably, if you ain't got a decent internet speed, like at least probably 720 to tolerate 720p, yeah, you're probably gonna lag right out. So this one I showed basically. I started with this video starting to get into, like having transitions between each cut of my video, whether I was doing the intro or the monologue, or whether I was showing instructional discussion part or the exercise part or the ending. I started doing a little transition. This is before I really got it. I started getting the editing a little bit better with this. It wasn't until probably a month or so later after I made this, I started to do Adobe After Effects. And that's still a huge learning curve with that. I'm getting better with it, but over time I hope to continue to improve on that.
Now the third and final, is just a simple strengthening exercise. It's the clamshell.
Inspirational Ingrid July is in the house. She's saying Inspirational Ingrid, Medic Bunny. Yeah, Medic Bunny left. She had to go. And so make sure you put a nice long comment. That way she'll get back to you. She's pretty good at that. She wants subscribers as well. So she's not going to get back to you right now. She left the stream.
So that's 3 exercises that you can do.
Hi, Inspirational.
Reduce the hip pain that you have. Now, give you a little caveat. Another thing you can easily do is, as long as you're not having referral symptoms down your leg more, you can always heat it up for a good 10 or 15 minutes a week, and then go ahead and do these stretches. That's
I got 5 in the house right now. Maybe 6 or 7, depending. Some people are coming in and out. It's hard to tell. It's Easter. Some people don't want to do this, but you're stuck at home. So I'm trying to do Sunday lives too, because people are doing lives all the time. But it seems like I didn't want to step on a lot of people's toes. So it seems like Sunday was at least the lower when it comes to live streams. I don't know why it keeps going to this. Let's see if I can loop it.
We're talking tonight. It's all about hip. We're going to talk about iliopsoas. What is iliopsoas? Snappy hip syndrome. You having some hip pain? You can see Average Joe PT. Subscribe, baby. Alright, representing the iliopsoas. Green band. So, I'm going to bring up real close on you, boys and girls. So if you look at that big muscle group, there's 2 muscles. You've got one that lands on either side of the spine. It looks like that. And then the other one.
Here we go. I even up the quality on a little bit. Let's see if you can see a little bit better.
So you have 2 muscles that make up.
Brown Eyed Trucker's in the house. Brown Eyed Trucker, here she is.
Come underneath your
Brr, brr.
And so these 2 muscle groups become one, and they can get irritated and start snapping. So get inflamed.
Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down, either or. At least you had enough time to think about whether you like my stuff or not. There you go. You can see it a little bit better since I put it in HD. But I think next time I'll bring it closer so you guys can see it better. But I did it like this because one, I can't get the darn thing saved onto my main screen, and two, I think if I play it through my speakers, it doesn't get that weird whiny feedback with some sort of issue that I'm having, whether I'm too close to an outlet or something like that. So I think next time my setup's gonna be a little bit different, so you can see it play the whole time and you can actually hear it.
So I'm going to show you some stretches and strengthening exercises for that. You'll use so much less.
All right, give me a 1 if you're all who's still here. Give me a number 1. Let's see who's actually still here.
Right up in front of you here. Above up in front. Just going to lean into it. Stay nice and tall. Hold about 30 seconds to a minute. And then come back and relax. Let it nice and stretch that further hip out. Just for
Yeah, you guys can. Kovic's still in the house. Kevin's still here. Kevin's not a content creator, but he might subscribe to you. I don't know. I don't want to speak for him, but I don't know if he actually has a channel or not, but he might subscribe to you. I don't know if he actually has content. Brown Eyed says she'll be right back. Inspirational 1. Brown Eyed's got 111. All right, so we got some people in here. Because they've changed the way you can't just click on someone anymore. I did make a bunch of people blue so far. That way they can just pull their link into the comment section. Just try not to be spammy. There you go, see? Brown Eye, then you can just click on her. It will pull you out of mine, unless you're on the computer and you have multiple tabs open. But if you're on just one device, it's going to pull you out of my stream and put you into them for a little bit. Boom, Average Joe PT subscribe, love it. I stopped doing some of those like little subscribe button things for a second. My viewer count would drop when I did that. People didn't like it. So I just started doing a graphic within the actual video, and it seemed to do much better when people can still watch the video and get the graphic of subscribe coming at the same time. So I actually forgot to do that on this last video, but no one's perfect. I think I got 5 or 6 in the house right now. Any questions on the spine at all? Or this old video that I'm showing you? Now, since this old video, some people ask me, they'll ask me every once in a while, hey Joe, how do you get your sound so good? How the heck are you getting that sound so good? Right here, folks. $4. $4 on Amazon. That's all it is. Tiny little mic. And how do I do all my videos? Right here on my phone. That's right. You know it. I ain't got no $1,200 or $1,500 camera or $300 camera. I'd love to have one at some point, but I can't justify it right now. So I just have my camera, my phone, and my mic, and the rest is all in my head. So what you have to do, what I've learned, is putting this up pretty high, all right, and putting it fairly far away. And you have to be mindful when you're doing your video that if you get too close, you're going to be way too loud, and it's going to really throw off the sound within your stream itself. And also, I do use Adobe Premiere, my editing part, and I'm able to manipulate the sound pretty good. And so that you're not just changing the volume, you're actually changing the parameters of sound itself. But you still need a good mic. But I tell you one thing, I need to do for, as you saw in this, if you guys saw my last video here that I dropped yesterday on stress and anxiety, reducing it. If you didn't see it, please go watch it. It's pretty decent. Oh Lord, I don't want this girl. No. I don't want Dr. Joe on my channel. That would be awful. Bonnie Rose. Bonnie Rose in the house. Bonnie Rose. Bonnie Rose is now a moderator. Bonnie says, make me blue. Inspirational says, make me blue. Guess what? You're now blue. I'm kind of doing what Kix does. He does that. Now blue. What's he say? Of course, Cub says always on his channel, stick and stay. What's he say? If you're blue, it's for you. Well, what's he say? If it's blue, it's for you. If it's gray, show love all day, or something like that. He says. He's got little nursery rhymes. I didn't watch Kix's video the other day, but I go to his live streams. I do watch a bunch of his videos. He does those sneakers and t-shirts and stuff like that. He's all about sneakers and fashion. These $200 and $300 sneakers that there's no way in hell I'd spend $100 and $200 on sneakers. They wear about the same price as the $30 sneakers. Though I do think the sneakers are cool, and I'd wear them, but not for $150 or $200. I do think those Power Lace shoes are cool, and maybe someday if I really spoil myself just absurdly rotten, I might pick up a pair if I do some overtime somewhere to justify it. But I'd like to get Scully animated first. I want to get him so he's an animatronic. So I think that's one of my gifts I might do maybe at the end of the year or something like that. I gotta make up some more money somewhere, so I don't take it out of my wife and my kids' mouths. You know what I'm saying?
Number 1. Nice stretch. One leg. Lift up the left knee. Step right out in front of you here. Right leg out in front. Just gonna lean into it. Stay nice and tall.
So we got the spine. We can talk about the old video here. This is the one I did. It's done the best for me so far. I got almost 1,100 actual views on it. I think I'm number 3 on the list of YouTube where I'm at. I'm third one down, so that's the reason why I'm still getting some good views on it 3 months later. I guess that's one good thing about my channel, and why I'm lucky in that regard is that because my videos have some staying power. You know, if you got back problems 6 months from now, you can see my same video. I just gotta watch out that you just don't get lost in the mix of the 1,000 other ones, and that's why I use TubeBuddy for my title searches. Yeah, I noticed I had one today that I saw on another person's live stream that I watched, and their comment was hello or thanks, you know, and it went right into my spam box. Anybody who doesn't write a decent comment, we're talking like, I don't know, 5, 6, 10 words or whatever, then they're going to go ahead, that's going to go into someone's spam box. They're never going to see it, especially if they're on a phone device. They're not on their desktop or laptop to be able to get into the back part of their system to see their spam box. So they're not going to see your stuff, so they're going to assume that they didn't subscribe to you or you didn't subscribe to them, and you lost a subscriber because you didn't make your comment good enough. It went into the spam box.
Same thing. You're going to do the chair for 15 seconds, 30 seconds. And you come up and
7 in the house. 777. Lucky sevens.
And then once you do this 2 or 3 times, I think each 15, 30.
Yeah, you have to watch at least a minute. I usually watch 2 or 3 minutes. Some of the times the video's only 1 minute, so I watch the whole thing, or sometimes it's only 2 minutes. But I try and watch at least 30% of the video, unless it's a live stream. Like some people, all they have is live streams for the last month or so, and so I'm not going to sit in 30% of a 2-hour live stream. I love y'all, but you know that's kind of silly. But live streams, I try and I'll do the playlist, or I'll watch at least probably 10, 15 minutes of the live stream.
Now the third and final is just a simple strength and exercise. It's the clamshell.
Yeah, there's a lots of spam out there where people just they make a fake account or whatever, and they just spam your channel or whatever. That's easy, just delete. And then you can go into your spam in your analytics and actually put their name in, and it will never come up to your channel again. YouTube will automatically boot them out. You won't even see it in your spam box. but you have to go into your analytics in the back part,
So,
and actually you can put phrases that you don't want, and you won't see it, stuff like that. I'm not talking about your live stream. I'm talking about on your actual channel itself.
give you a little caveat. Another thing you can easily do is, as long as you're not having referral symptoms down your leg more, you can always heat it up.
Yeah, they always talk about make your videos 8-10 minutes long, and you know that was based on advertisements. You know, YouTube was thinking about 8 to 10 minutes long. You can put a decent amount of advertisement spaced out so people didn't feel like all they saw was advertisements, and so that's why they wanted your videos a little bit longer.
Hi, I'm Rex Moore with the Motley Fool.
This is Average Joe PT, and we're talking tonight HIIT. It's all about HIIT. We're going to talk about iliopsoas. What is iliopsoas? Snap
Inspirational Ingrid July's throwing her link down there. If you haven't seen her, go ahead and hit the hyperlink. You'll get pulled right into her, almost like a transporter. Energized. That's right. Yep, not only am I a YouTuber physical therapist, I am a die-hard Trekkie. Love Star Trek, love science fiction, love it, love it, love it.
All right, representing the iliopsoas.
Also a Dragon Ball Z fan too.
So, I'm going to bring up real close on you, boys and girls. So, if we look at that big muscle group, there's two muscles. We got one that
So this is where I actually started using a model a little bit.
It's like that.
This is another model, and I
And so as
was trying to simulate. I really didn't have a really nice model like I do now. You know, this thing was expensive. This was not a cheap model. And it's got the different colors and stuff like that. It's probably one of the higher based ones. I didn't want the one with some muscles on it because those ones with the muscles on, you can't detach them. And I didn't want to go into that route. Maybe if I get I really start moving up, you know, maybe I get that 10,000 subscriber, 5,000 subscriber mark. Maybe once I get monetized, I'll actually get a model that actually has all the human muscles on it that you can pull apart and snap back in. I might do something like that, but that's probably not for a year or two down the road. But that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking at, okay, what's the next thing that I can do? I know my next thing I can do within my financial abilities is definitely making my boy here, Scully, make him animatronic so I can actually interact with him live instead of making him just only live with After Effects.
All right, folks, we're back. So I'm going to show you some stretches.
I could use Play-Doh and make your own muscles. Yeah, I could do that. You steal my kids' Play-Doh. Yeah. That's really messy. I'm not doing that. Probably because I'm too lazy for that, honestly. You know, I don't want this to ever feel like work. This is fun to me, even though some days it is. You know, you get there's a grind to it a little bit. Don't get me wrong. There is. With anything that you love and you have passion for it, there's a little bit of a grind. It's not always playtime, but I want this to definitely be play as much as humanly possible. Here's me on the floor again. I had to redo this video twice because I kept cutting my head out or cutting my body out to where you couldn't see it too well. And I had myself against a plain wall because I was thinking at the time, let me try and at least make it look more clinical as possible. But people didn't care whether it was clinical looking or whether I had one of my kids' chairs or the TV set. You know, that wasn't, I didn't know. You know, you live and learn like everything else.
Second exercise that you're going to do, number 2, is you're going to lie in your bed. You're going to lie flat. You're going to lie
Got 6 in the house right now. But I do have to say, it probably, for my videos right now, this I started using Premiere Pro for. This was my first real video for Premiere Pro editing program. And as you can see, I didn't do too well. I did all right, don't get me wrong, but I mean, the knees are cut out. I really don't have the camera back far enough so that you can actually see the couch and stuff like that. You know, I've learned some stuff, and obviously I will continue to learn. My video I did on Saturday, I'm sure a month or 2 from now, I'll be like, oh my God, I forgot that. I know one thing I screwed up on is with the my phone. I should have had an external mic with some sort of foam or something on it so I could have cut back the wind noise. It's my first video vlogs, B-roll / whatever. So I learned not to do that again. It was really hard to try and cut out a lot of the wind noise so that you could actually hear my voice. So anytime you're doing anything outdoors with video, learn from me. I'm going to probably get a nice little external mic that are really cheap, like $10 or something like that. And you get the little thing on the end of the mic so it cuts out a lot of that wind noise and so you can hear your voice a little bit better. So I think if I start doing some more outdoor stuff, which I will this summer and the fall, I want to do some more B-roll and stuff outdoors, as well as interconnect that with the indoor stuff that I do here. Just to see how it responds, just adding some more stuff, some more flavor to my channel to see if people respond better to that or not. Just do a few things at a time. I just never know. Got people coming and going. I think I got 3 in the house.
So that's 3 exercises that you can do to reduce the hip pain that you have. Now, give you a little caveat. Another thing you can easily do is, as long as
You guys have any questions about the spine? Hey, Fry Trucker, did you try any of that stuff that I talked about with the shoulder, and did it make any difference?
That's nice to do also. Ease you into some of the stretches. Lead us through the exercise. So like I always say, subscribe. Leave comments down below. This is Average Joe PT. And we're talking tonight hip. It's all about hip. We're going to talk about iliopsoas. What is iliopsoas? Snappy hip syndrome.
She says, I tried it and it works if I'm not at work. If you're not at work, oh man. All right. Well, I hope maybe it'll help calm it down a little bit. Do you work, like, are you on the road like 3 days a week, or do you come home each night? How is your work schedule?
All right, representing the iliopsoas.
Miss Chevette says, I love that program you are playing, Bonnie.
Bring up real close.
That's something that I definitely have to check out. It looks like fun.
Two muscles. You got one that lines on either side of the spine. That looks like that. And then the other one. And so as muscle.
All right, so you go home each night
So the two muscles.
and do 5 to 6 days a week. Okay. So yeah, I would make sure that
Split together.
you stay. You know, maybe you even want to try some of my lying on your stomach for your back. That might actually help your upper back and shoulder blade. Where you lie in your stomach with 1 or 2 pillows and actually put it. I never showed this, but this is a technique I do sometimes in the clinic. Where you're on your stomach with 1 or 2 pillows to support your spine, but you're actually putting the ice up at your mid-shoulder blade area, and you're lying. So if it's your right shoulder, your head is facing towards the right shoulder to put all those muscles on that right side into a short position, and that way they get some break.
I'm going to give you a few exercises to do, some stretching stuff that you can do. Let's give you 3. Everybody loves 3s. Let's give you 3 stretches / strengthening exercises that you can do at home to help with hip pain, help with hip pain.
Have you guys noticed? I don't know if you look at your analytics or not. I look at mine, not every day, but I look at it every once in a while, probably once a week at least. And I noticed that my impressions on my channel, so it looks at your impressions for the whole month, which for people that don't know, is how many times YouTube has sent your channel out to other places, whether it's a link at the end of someone's video, or it's you're in a list of other videos or whatever. They basically throw your video out to see how many clicks they get, or your click-through rate, your CTR. And so then you get a percentage, like it's 2%, 3% of how many thousands of times they send it out that someone actually clicked on your channel. So have you noticed that your total impressions is reduced? Has anybody noticed that?
simple. Last way, you start to lose balance. You have a chair. Second exercise that you're going to do, number 2, is you're going to lie in your bed.
Yeah, mine went from last month. Mine was almost 40,000. That's 40K impressions, and it's down to like 33,000 impressions in a month. So that's down almost 7,000 times that it's sent out. Now my click-through rate is still like almost 4%. At one point when it was up there at 40,000 impressions, it was like 6.3% was my click-through rate. Is that kind of what you guys are getting at?
You're going to do the chair for 15 seconds, 30 seconds. When you come up and relax, help with that hand. Help the hand when you leg it. It's a big pull. And then rest right there. Give this 2 or 3 times. I think it's 15, 30 seconds, no more than a minute. With a point where you feel pull, not pain. So that is an easy
So
stretch for the sit.
Gary's Passion in the house. Gary's Passion, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. We got people coming in and out of Gary because they only have a phone or whatever, and they're using the hyperlink to go out of the channel and coming back. So that's what's happening. I'm getting some flow now.
Just have to watch out with your lower back. So that's your irritates your lower back and your lower back stretch.
So Brown Eye Trucker says her CTR, her click-through rate was at 11%. That's huge.
It's the clamshell. Showing you this plenty of times. This one is weak on a lot.
What was your total impressions if your click-through rate was 11%? I've never been 11%.
So that your hip don't rotate. Or, like I said, put your hand on the hip. Like I showed you in the past episode. So you drop the back, keep it straight ahead. Open that knee, pause, and then relax. Open, pause, and relax. So, that's 3 exercises that you can do to reduce the hip pain that you have. Now, give you a little caveat. Another thing you can easily do.
Yeah. The average, I think, is 2% is the lowest it usually goes. 2% is the average, up into like 6 or 7%. I think is what your CTR rate, your click-through rate is.
I always say subscribe. Leave comments down below. And like always, look up and keep smiling. This
Brown Eye, no. 11% is 11% out of how many thousands of times that YouTube has sent your video out to others. And so that's the percentage of them that actually clicked on your actual link. And then there's another number there at the end, which is really what you're looking at, is the actual views itself. So they're looking at how many people actually came to your channel, not the percentage that clicked on you, but that other number, whether it's 30 or 40 or 60 or whatever out of the thousands that they sent it out. That's the real number you want to look at. I think it's called the unique number or unique value or unique view. That's the real number that you actually really want to look at, because that's the number of people that actually went to your channel, clicked on it, and actually watched your content.
looks like that. And then the other one, also as well, so go right inside. So you got 2 muscles.
Yeah, 11% is like out of the water. That's like crazy good. Now that also depends on the other one is your unique view at the number all the way over to the right. If you had, let's say, 1,000 hits out there, YouTube sent out 1,000 of your videos or whatever, and you got back 11%, and out of that 11%, how many people of that 1,000 actually watched your stuff? That's how I understand it to be.
Give you some referral pain, tensions to the spine, give you some rotational issues. So that's all about anatomy and your psoas. I'm going to give you a few exercises to do, some stretching stuff that you can do. Let's give you 3. Everybody loves 3s.
Gary's Passion says, Brown Eyed Trucker, miss you. Keep safe. Gary's passion is trying to grab up everybody like Pac-Man. Yep. We're going to start calling Gary the Pac-Man.
Number 1. Nice stretch. Start with the left knee. Step right out in front of you here.
That's true. If your subscribers are low, it might make your CTR much higher. I know there's some sort of methodology I read a while back that talks about as your subscriber rate goes up, your view count might come down a little bit, and that can mess around with your CTR. I can't remember exactly, but you're right. There is a component to how many subscribers you're on your channel, but it's also the how many views that it goes out to. Let's just say you have 10 videos. YouTube is only going to send your video out that content out so far because there's only 10 videos. It really doesn't have a lot of data to go from. So that also might make your impressions lower, but your percentage through the roof, and that's probably what's happening to you.
What you're going to do, number 2, is you're going to lie in your bed.
I have a problem with people connecting and losing connections. I think YouTube unconnected people if they don't watch at least a few minutes. Absolutely. If you're not watching at least, you need 30 seconds for YouTube to at least consider that a view.
All right, folks.
Just to consider it a view, if these people ain't watching 30 seconds, it ain't going to count as an actual view. And so, yeah, you got to at least watch a minute. If they're not going to watch a minute or two, you probably don't want them as a subscriber anyways. They're never going to watch your content. If you're already over 1,000 and you're trying to get to that 4,000 view hours, you don't want that kind of person anyways. It's just they're dead weight. And that's another thing that this new system's doing, where you just can't click on their name and get pulled into to become a subscriber. That's going to make the person that subscribes to your channel probably a little bit better of a subscriber, because it took more barriers to get to you in the first place to watch your content. So they're apt to probably watch more of your content in the first place. Trust me, YouTube is the guru of statistics. If you want to know any statistic on a human's mannerisms or tics or whatever, just ask Google. They know everything. Quality over quantity, baby. Yes, that is true. And that's why I only do a show once a week now. When I first started out and I was doing some videos like this, versus if you see my new stuff, it's totally different. It takes me about 3 solid days to videotape it, to write it out, to edit it, to plan it all out and put it into one big piece. What you saw yesterday, that took me about 3.5 days. Not total days, but over a 3.5 day period of time to actually make that 9-minute video. So yeah, I only can make a video once a week because it just takes me a while to make that kind of content.
As long as you're not having referral symptoms down your leg more, you can always heat it up first. A good 10-15 minutes of each.
Gary Passion says, "Thank you, Brown Eye Trucker." Hello, Gary. Good to see you. Coach Fox, Miss Chevette says, "I agree." Gary says, "At Inspirational Ingrid July." Oh, look up, keep smiling.
Spinning the truth and pushing for.
No, I don't care. There we go. Look at that. This is when I started doing an intro a little bit. I didn't do any standing yet. Now I do all kind of standing and interaction because I seem to do better with people versus just sitting in this particular pose the whole time. So if I stand and do some stuff, maybe I'm thinking at one point, maybe I could stand up and maybe make like a 360 swivel or something like that. I just haven't figured out how to do that yet. Chevette says, "I also have 89.1% males that watch, 10.9% women. I don't know why, because most of my friends are women." Lots of laughs. "I need to make sure I get the women over. Maybe make videos directed towards the ladies."
I've got one that lines on
I agree, Joe. So now I do 2-minute videos, and I can post maybe twice a week. Plus, people will watch 30 seconds of a 2-minute video. Well, hopefully. Yeah, hard to tell. I know it. Like for me, my sweet spot. If I make it, I made probably 3 or 4 videos like this. If I make a 5 or 6 minute video tops, I usually get about a 40 to 50% watch. People will watch usually whether my video is 9 minutes, 10 minutes, or 6 minutes, or 8 minutes. People will watch between 35 and 45%. That's my percentage of watch time, no matter what I do right now. I always see, like, and everybody will tell you this, even the big dogs in YouTube, you always see a little bit of a cutoff when people first come to your channel. So I start at 100%. I drop down about 80 after about a minute. I'm down to probably about 50. After about 3 minutes, I'm down to that 35-40% mark. And then I'm down to into the 30s. That's just the way it is for my channel. I'm still trying to see if I can get people up into the 40s and keep them into the 40s. But it's not easy for me. I laugh when you click on YouTube, or Google, excuse me, which is YouTube. You click on YouTube, Google, and put in what's the average percentage watch time. They say 15-60%. There's no way. I don't care who, unless you're PewDiePie or you're, some big dog like that, Gary Vee, or someone else that does big YouTube videos. No one's getting 60%. Especially these 10-minute videos, 15-minute videos that some of these bigger YouTubers do. They're getting 60%. I don't know. I'd have to see their logistics, because if I look at their big channels, like I was talking this Wednesday's live, and I was looking at some channels that have 100,000 subscribers, and I look at their view count for the last like 15-20 videos, and they're getting like 1,000 views. If you have 100,000 subscribers and your videos are only getting 1,000 views and it's a month out, something's wrong. So their view count and their analytics are in the toilet. Even though they have 100,000 subscribers, a lot of people ain't watching their videos. That means they're not getting any money off of ads. They're getting money off of either a promotion, maybe like some of these guys, they got TubeBuddy. They're getting some money from TubeBuddy. Some of these people are getting money from selling a product or something like that on their channel. Some people are trying to do where they're doing PayPal, or they're doing some other venue to try and get money that way. If I started selling my t-shirt, I'd have to go through PayPal, because YouTube doesn't let you do a shelf until you have 10,000 subscribers. So I'm getting between 30. So right now, like this, like if my last, excuse me, my video, if I look at it, I try and look at it in a 2 week and a month and see what it's doing. My last probably 5 or 6 videos, if I look at them at the month mark, they're about 200 views. That's where I'm at for my subscriber list. Now I got some of them that are pretty high just because they're shorter videos, or they just did well in the YouTube analytics, just because the type of content it is. Like this one's over 1,100 right now for total views, but my average views after a month is about 200 views. What you guys getting for your view count? You guys getting a little bit? You guys getting much higher after having your video on there for a month? What's your guys' total views?
So that's 3 exercises that you can do to reduce the hip pain that you have. Now, give you a little caveat. Another thing you can eat.
Chevette says, yes, my average watch time is like 2 minutes and 32 seconds. I like making longer videos, but I know I need to shorten them up. My stock videos be long, and I'm getting 60% watch time. So I think it matters. It matters the content.
Say subscribe. Leave comments down below. And like
You're
always,
getting 60% watch time?
and keep smiling.
Chevette, you're getting 60% watch time?
Yes, this is the Premier Pro version of the most popular transitions for today.
This is Average Joe PT. We're talking tonight. Hip.
Brown Eye says her views are very low. Maybe 100 a month.
Snappy hip syndrome. You having some hip pain? Let's see, Average Joe PT. Subscribe, baby.
Well, Chevette, if you're getting like 60% of your videos being watched, what's your click-through rate? Your click-through rate and your impressions must be way higher than mine. I mean, mine right now are 33,000 impressions in a month. I mean, if you're getting 60%, you're getting almost twice as much as mine. That means that YouTube is going to be throwing your video out much more than you would mine. What's your overall impression rate in a month?
We got one that lines on either side of the spine.
Gary's passion
And then
is at Rossi Vlogs.
That's Sunrise muscle.
Rossi B Vlogs.
Side. You got two muscles that make up one tendon. They kind of split together, come underneath your groin, and attach up behind your femur. And so these two muscle groups become one, and they can get irritated and start snapping. So they
Chevette, I gotta come and see some of your videos because I need to figure out what you're doing and how I can change mine up a little bit. 60% is awesome. I mean, you're crushing it.
Give you some referral pain, attachment to the spine, can give you some rotational issues. So that's all about the anatomy of the iliopsoas. I'm going to give you a few exercises to do, some stretching stuff that you can do. Let's give you three. Everybody loves threes. Let's give you three stretches / strengthening exercises that you can do at home. Help with hip pain, help with hip pain. Iliopsoas. Stay tuned. All right, folks, we're back. So I'm going to show you some stretches and strengthening exercises for that iliopsoas / hip. Number one, nice stretch. The left, lift up the left knee. Just have it right out in front of you here. Right leg out in front. Just going to lean into it, stay nice and tall. It's about 30 seconds to a minute. And then come back and relax. Stay nice and stretch that front of the hip out. Just don't put it on until it's stretched. Don't go into the pain.
Anybody got any questions?
Just pull from the front. Now, you can't do it that way. You feel like you're unbalanced in the chair and anything. Maybe you have to pull
Hit the thumbs up, thumbs down. Yeah, Gary Passion's Medic Bunny left. She left a little while ago. So you can probably go ahead and subscribe to her, put a comment in, and she'll probably get back to you. But she's not here right now. She left probably 25 minutes ago now at least. Brown Eyed Trucker says, I just be patient and wait for the day I become big. Yeah, I have to say that's probably, I love you Brown Eye, that's probably one of the misnomers that people have. And I do too sometimes, and I have to slap myself in the face and say, hey, that's not the case. The longer that you're on YouTube doesn't mean that you're going to blow up or get bigger. We got a lot of people that have been on YouTube for 1 and 2 years and you don't even have 1,000 subscribers yet. So you got to keep bringing the content, keep bringing the heat, and I want to figure out what that person's doing, like 60% watch time. I need to figure out what they're doing so I can do it too, because that is insane. That's insane. I think the best I've ever had, I think was, and it was like a 4-minute video. I think I had like 75% watch time, but it was a 4-minute video. I gotta see if her videos are shorter or not, or how short they are, or if they're showing a lot more skin. You know what I'm saying? If you got a pretty face and you're showing a lot of your body, the sad thing is to say, people will watch that longer. Sex always sells. Sells magazines, sells everything. So If you got a pretty body, a pretty face, people are going to watch it longer no matter what the content is.
So, nice stretch and keep it
So,
going. We're back.
Coach,
How'd you like that?
they say saying 60% watch time of my stock videos,
Lower back.
meaning people at least are watching 60% worth of them. My trading videos, people
Third and
watch about 100 because they are less than a minute, and you only watch it if you need. How long are your 60% videos? What do you define as a long video? What's a long video for you that's 60%? My watch is 89% of people that are not subs. Oh yeah, you're always going to have a lot more non-subscribers watch your stuff.
Now, this is Average Joe PT.
Yeah, you're always going to have that. It's usually, you know, I've had it flipped. I've had it 60% unsubscribers versus 40% subscribers. I've had it 2 or 3 months where it was 50%, and I've had it as bad as like my subscribers watched 30% and unsubscribers was 70%. It fluctuates for me. Oh, they're training videos. That's what it is. They're training videos. Oh, okay. I understand now. Yeah.
All right, representing the Iliosaurus.
Yeah, if you're training videos and depending on how many views, let's say you've had a training video on there for, say, 6 months, and you've had 300 views. Yeah, you got a small niche, and seeing, you know, a small niche, if it's good enough, you'll get longer watch times, but your total views, how many people have watched your views, might be a lot less. So it's a give and take.
They kind of split together, come underneath your groin.
Gary Passion says, I wish I could be a physical therapist, but never turn to reality. And Chevette says correct. So yeah, I probably could figure pretty quick what the logistics are, why yours is 60%. It sounds like that's why it is. Oh, Angie! Oh, I gotta put her as moderator. Boom! EV is blue, baby. She's here all the time. What's Kick say? If you're blue, show love. If you're gray, show love all day, or something like that. I can't remember what he says. She says, wash your hands. Sterilize your hands going in for surgery. Grindville, baby. Yeah. He's going to be mad I stole that from him. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm giving him props. G-Kicks. If you like G-Kicks, he's a nice guy. He does more lives than anything else. He does a video probably once a week. They're pretty short. He's just showing his sneaker collection, or he's showing a new sneaker. And now that there's no stores open, he's not showing any sneakers. He's just probably showing his collection that he has. Oh, and good looking does bring more people, but that don't make them stay. That's true. It doesn't make them stay unless you have the content. That's what it is. You hook them in with the beauty, and then if you have the content to knock it out of the park, that's even better yet. But yeah, it's always content. Content's going to trump everything. If you got good content, and you've got a good niche market, and you've been in it long enough, you've been in the game long enough, yeah, you'll do all right. At least that's what I've seen so far. Oh, that's true. Personality will let them stay too. That's right. I hope my personality comes through for all you lovely people. I'm kind of a silly, wacky guy for the most part. Like any other human on the planet, I have multiple sides to myself, like everybody else does.
All right, folks. I'm sure in the house we can easily do this.
Yeah, everybody loves the accent. Absolutely.
Protect your back. So let's say it's the left leg. We're going to bring your right knee
At Ain't EV, nice to meet you here. He. Wish you all safety. Gary Passion says that. In the case I should have a ton of subs, I look like Freddie Jackson, but I think I look like Beyonce. Oh, thank you, Miss Evie. Thumbs up for the host, please, or thumbs down if you think I suck. Thumbs up or down, I'd love either or. Well, I actually love the thumbs up, obviously. But at least people gave enough time to think about giving me a thumbs down.
Simple to do. You just have to watch out with your lower back so that you don't irritate your lower back. Now the third.
Miss Evie says, I'm not bad, my friend Rose. Bonnie Rose.
Showing you this plenty of times. It's when it's weak on a lot of people. All you can do is lie on your side, keep your feet together, and close it in. Now, like I always do, you can put your back against the wall so that your hip don't rotate. Or, like I said, put your hand on the hip, like I showed you in the past episodes. So you can drop your back, you keep it straight ahead, open that knee, pause, and then relax. Open, pause, and relax. So, that's 3 exercises that you can do.
Yeah, that's true. It's a love-hate. Either they're going to love you or not. You know, it's like you're always, when we talk about this platform is worldwide. You know, you're always going to have 50% of people not liking you. Not everybody's going to like you. You know, it might have nothing to do with your personality. It just might be that they don't like blonde hair and blue eyes. You know, there is a lot of stereotypes out there. Some people, you know, that's just the reality of being human. And you just got to put on some thick skin. Don't be a porcelain doll, and you'll be all good to go. Keep smiling. Yeah, that's the mantra. I don't know why. Look up and keep smiling. I don't know why it came to me from Ra, sun god, or Jesus, or Thor, or whoever it was. Came down and planted in my head, and I just kept saying it. That's what I normally say at the end. Look up and keep smiling. So, I've always kept the one little intro part where I have like the graphic and my name, Average Joe PT, coming across and the music. I've always kept that. My thumbnails, if you see my thumbnails, probably the last, I don't know, probably at least month or probably the last 2 months. I try and keep my thumbnails pretty consistent. I always have home treatments in yellow. I always have my home treatment words tilted. I always have my face in it. I've been trying to do more graphics so it's more eye-catching. Lots of laugh. I don't know about none of them gods you were saying, but I like the saying. I was just referring to polytheism versus monotheism. That's all. Brown Eyed says, I have someone helping me with my thumbnails now. Yeah, I know my boy Gore, Makatar, I can't pronounce his last name, but he does them. He's been doing a lot more live streams now because he's trying to get his watch hours, but his niche is actually helping people with thumbnails and their channel art, so you might want to fly over to him. He actually does his today. Usually it's like 2 o'clock. He's California time, so he's on California time, and so I don't know where you are in the world, but I'm on the East Coast, so he's 3 hours. He's 3 hours behind me, so no, it's like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning there. Yeah, thumbnails are part. You know, I've noticed my thumbnails do all right. But since they've gone to robots now and less humans, they've changed the. I don't know what they've done with their program, but like I was saying earlier, the impressions are lower, the click-through rates are lower over the last 3 or 4 weeks since this pandemic's been out. So there's been some huge changes in YouTube. They're not going to say there has been, but I've seen it, and 3 or 4 people already in this comment section have seen it. So I'm sure it's across the board. They've done something.
Stay tuned. I'll show you that one.
Gary says, at Bonnie Rose, I'd search your name there, a lot of names like you, and scroll down 10 times. I found out you are already my friend 2 months ago. Yeah. That just means you haven't seen her. You haven't gone to her channel. Make sure you click in and see one of their newer videos. Definitely, all my people that come, I try and click through their stuff, and then the people, like, I mean, I'll probably subscribed to probably 600 or 700 people. And so I've scrolled down through a lot of them, and a lot of them I looked at, they haven't posted anything in a month. Some of them haven't posted in 2-3 weeks. So some of those people I haven't looked at. They they haven't come to me and they haven't posted anything new. So, but I always try and go down at least once a week and hit up my old people that I subscribe to and watch some of their stuff. Sometimes they connect and sometimes they don't.
So, nice stretch. Here we go. We're back, folks. How'd you like that nice bed run? It's really simple to do. You just have to wash out. Just like that. So that you know you're going to take some more back when you go down stretch. Now the third.
Ms. Chavette is asking, Evie, could you drop your link down into the comment section? Your hyperlinks to your channel.
We got a lot of people. All you can do is lie on your side.
Brown Eye Trucker says, yeah, I agree, Joe.
I always do. You can put your back.
And EV is saying this whole pandemic is causing it. Yeah, I believe it too. They're all working from home, and then a lot of them probably those people that are overseas that do YouTube, they might have told them, hey, we don't need your services right now. So I'm sure they're probably working with a skeleton crew as well as working from home completely. So the reality is, yeah, everything has changed, at least for the short term. I expect probably May, June before we start really seeing things change, at least in the United States, to open up a bit. I got 7 in the house right now. Canal's coming back. Here we go. Brown Eye dropped her link. So everybody, if they want to drop their link, once every 2 or 3 minutes so people can come to your channel. Flip Michigan game in the house. Hi, Average Joe. Just stopping in to say hi and drop a like and support. Busy right now. I'll watch you later. Have a great day and be safe. Oh, Flip Michigan Gaming. Thank you for coming by. Angel, she dropped her EVs, dropped her post, her hyperlink. It's down there. Realizing when they drop their post, they're going to hit their link. They're going to pull you out of my stream. So realize that they hopefully will come back. So, unless they have multiple things going on, where they have a laptop, they have a handheld. I call these a tricorder. People still want to call them a phone. I call this thing a tricorder. Most people don't even use this as a phone anymore. But laptops, desktops, they need multiple devices now that YouTube has changed how they're allowing you to interact with it. Gary says he's playing your Bonnie Rose is playing your stuff right now, so they're in your house. Better lock the doors, get the gun. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. I'll be right back. I gotta get something to drink.
So I'm going to show you some strengthening exercises for that.
H2O, hydration, hydration. Gotta stay hydrated in all this madness. Hey, does anybody know what this thing is? Anybody know? Give me a comment down below if you think you know what this is.
Number 2, as you're lying in your bed, you're going to lie flat, leg off of the bed, so do a nice stretch. Stay tuned. I'll show you that one.
You guys have any questions about the spine? About my snapping hip video? Go ahead, give me a shout. But
So let's take the left leg.
anybody want to venture a guess? What is this thing?
Nice pull through that hip.
Lights off. Give some numbers.
We're going to do with the chair. Hold for 15 seconds, 30 seconds. And we come up and relax. Out with that hand. Hand, bring that leg up. It's a big pull. And then rinse and repeat. We do this 2 or 3 times. I think each 15, 30 seconds, no more than a minute.
Oh, come on. No one even wants to guess.
Not pain. So that is an easy modification stretch for the hip.
Brown Eye Trucker says take your temperature. Oh, you're close. It does measure things though. It does not measure your temperature though. Oh, your blood pressure. No. Strike 2. We're going to play baseball. 3 strikes, you're out.
Now the third and final is just a simple strengthening exercise. It's the clamshell. Showing you this plenty of times. It's when it's weak on a lot of people.
Oh, she's angry. All right, no one else is, everybody else is chicken.
Don't rotate.
They don't want to guess. I don't want to guess because if I'm wrong, I might feel like I'm dumb. No, this is average Joe.
Open that knee.
I don't take that viewpoint at all. All right, this is blood sugar. No, 3 strikes. You're out. You're out of here. All right, Brown Eye Trucker. This measures your oxygen, and it also measures your heart rate.
As long as you're not having
It's called a pulse oximeter.
you can always heat it up.
You put your finger inside.
15 minutes to eat, and then go ahead and do this.
It's infrared. It reads the infrared of the blood at the nail bed. And I'm at 96, 97% oxygen. And my heart rate is 67 beats per minute because I am talking and I've been drinking a lot of coffee. My heart rate usually, since I exercise like a fiend, my heart rate's usually in the high 50s, low 60s at rest.
This is average Joe PT.
So, you always want to have your oxygen above 90%. Anything less than 90%, you're going into hypoxia, which means that your oxygen level within your bloodstream is too low. That's what's going on with these people with COVID issues. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see that, Chevette. I didn't see that. You said pulse. That's right. It's a pulse, texture pulse, as well as the oxygen saturation of how much oxygen is in your bloodstream, which is probably the more important one for this particular device. And so people who have pneumonia from this COVID that are dying from it and have to be put on a ventilator,
Look at that big muscle.
their oxygen level is dropping dangerously low. Anything lower than 90, you're starting to run into problems. Okay? You're going to start feeling like you're short of breath with just getting up and walking around.
So 2 muscles that make up one tendon.
These things, I've had this for years. It's one I use at one of my jobs. And so you want to find, if you can find one of these things, probably can't now because they're probably all sold out everywhere, as well as a thermometer, because this virus, a lot of it is based off of fever. Fever is basically, for them, is anything that's a low-grade fever, 100 or higher, you got a fever. You know, once you get past that 100, 101 or 100 point whatever, 102, you're cooking pretty good there. 103. So you got a virus you're fighting off. The immune system. You need a fever for some of the white blood cells, which are our immune system cells in our body. They're generally just called white blood cells. You have all kinds of them. There's lymphocytes and glucocytes. There's all kinds of them. All right, but as a whole, they're called white blood cells. As we start to get a fever, our body, as the temperature goes up in our body, it kicks on some of those types of white blood cells to go and activate and fight off what's ever going on. So a fever is actually a good thing to have if you need to fight something off. Oh wow, that's interesting. Chevette says, hello to the host, shout out. Kiro Vlog, thanks for coming. If you don't have Kiro Vlog, I just added you as a moderator, so you can go ahead and drop your link. Brownite says, I like your shirt, Joe. Can you see it? OLS. What's OLS? Gary says, at Bonnie Rose, I have completely watched one of your videos. Keep uploading more videos for more views and put them in the playlist, so if I visit, I can play it all. Thanks. Oh, she wants to see my shirt.
All right, folks. I'm going to show you in the college we can easily do this in the back. Like I always say, protect the back. So let's say it's the left leg. You're going to bring your right knee towards your chest.
I'm the physical therapist.
Same thing.
Let's just assume that I'm right. Kamisha made this shirt for me. She's made all my other stuff too, and I will be getting out to her probably after this live stream, texting her and see if she's still doing some stuff. Maybe I can get some more shirts or different types of patterns and stuff like that.
We're back, folks. How'd you like that nice bed one? It's really simple to do. You just have to watch out for your lower back.
Bonnie Rose says, okay, Gary Passions, thank you.
Now the third and final is just a simple strengthening exercise.
Like I said in my video yesterday, fresh fruits and vegetables, water, get your sleep, listen to restful music, get out and walk, see the world, try and reduce your stress level, reduce those cortisol levels so that your immune system is a little bit stronger, so if and when you probably do get this virus, you'll be better off.
So, that's 3 exercises that you can do to reduce the hip pain that you have. Now, give you a little caveat. Another thing you can easily do is, as long as you're not having referral symptoms down your leg more, you can always heat it up first. A good 10-15 minutes of heat, and then go ahead and do these stretches. That's nice to do also. Ease you into some of the stretches. And then just do the exercise. So like I always say, subscribe. Leave comments down below. And like always, look up and keep smiling. This is Average Joe PT. And you're talking tonight.
All right, I got 2 or 3 in the house, people dropping off like flies.
What is iliopsoas? Snappy hip syndrome. You're having some hip pain? You can see Average Joe PT. Subscribe, baby.
Go ahead and share me out if you can. I shared myself out earlier on 3 platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. If you could, I'd love to have you share me out. That would be beautiful. I would really appreciate that if you have the time. I know if you don't, then I understand.
All right, representing the Iliopsoas.
Brown Eye Trucker says she's hanging in there.
So, I'm going to bring up real close on you, boys and girls. So, if you look at that big muscle group, there's two muscles. You got one that lines on either side of the spine. It looks like that. And then the other one.
Gary V says he's visited Kiro Vlogs.
That make up one tendon. They kind of split together.
Bonnie Rose, thanks for coming to see my last video yesterday. What did you think of it? Any thoughts, if you guys have, of my last video, what you thought? I love constructive criticism. Give it to me hard, I don't care. The only way I'm going to get better is by listening to my people who watch my videos.
Get inflamed, get irritated, give you some pain on the inside there a little bit, give you some referred pain, tensions to the spine, can give you some rotational issues. So that's all about the anatomy of the Iliopsoas. I'm going to give you 3 exercises to do, some stretching stuff that you can do. Let's give you 3. Everybody loves 3s. Let's give you 3 stretches / strengthening exercises that you can do.
Don't all talk at once. Isn't that right, Scully? Hey, anybody in there? He don't like when I do that.
I'm going to show you some stretches and strengthening exercises for that Iliopsoas hip. Number 1, nice stretch.
Black Eye, Brown Eye Trucker says, I love your energy, Joe. You use black for Scully. I didn't like that too much. It was too dark. I love the red though for Scully. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I'll take that consideration. It's probably too dark. Maybe you can't see the lips or the eyes or whatever too well. Okay. Miss Ian V says she loves Kuchev's nice channel. Got a nice connect there. We got 4 in the house right now. 4 in the house. I don't know where everybody is today. We're at home. Is everybody doing live streams? Is that what's going on nowadays?
All right, folks. I'm going to show you on the couch, but you can easily do this in the bed. I always say, turn to bed.
I think this week's video is going to be on the knee. I think I'm going to do my live stream Wednesday will probably be the knee. Or some basic stuff of the knee. And then I think my Saturday show will be something about the knee. Whether it's a tendon issue or whether it's arthritis or something like that. I haven't really decided, or a ligament. I don't want to make the show too general because then I won't be able to get enough hits on it, because the knee has been, there's millions and upon millions of actual videos on YouTube about the knee, so I got to be real smart on how I kind of make my video this next week.
So, nice stretch. We're back, folks. How'd you like that nice bed one? It's really simple to do. You just have to watch out.
Hey, you guys, who's in your guys' video this week? What's your thoughts on what you guys are going to make your title?
They're in your final. This is a simple strengthening exercise. This is clamshell.
Does anybody use like what's it called? Something IQ or VIQ or I use TubeBuddy, but anybody use TubeBuddy or vidIQ? I think it's called.
Put your hand on the hip, like I showed you in the past episode. So you're going to drop your back, keep your straight head, open that knee, pause, and relax. Open, pause, and relax. So, 3 exercises that you can do to reduce the hip pain that you have. Now, give you a little caveat.
Oh, Angel's E&V. She uses TubeBuddy. Do you use the free TubeBuddy or you pay for it like I do? I got the TubeBuddy Pro, it's called.
15 minutes a week, and then go ahead and do these stretches.
I'm an affiliate. Oh, okay.
Easy way to start.
Well, I ain't got none of that. I'm no affiliate.
So like I always say, subscribe. Leave comments down below. And like always, look up and keep smiling. This is Average Joe PT, and we're talking tonight hip. It's all about the hip. We're going to talk about iliopsoas. What is iliopsoas? Snapping hip syndrome.
This is Average Joe PT. We're here to
It's my latest video I did yesterday.
And fast your pain. Isn't that right, Scully?
Mastering your pain.
That's right. Now, if you're new to this channel, we'd love to have you subscribe, hit the bell. Scully and I, we bring content once or twice a week. We bring lives on Wednesdays and Sundays, Eastern Standard Time. Now, today, we're going to talk about something really serious. We're going to talk about reducing that anxiety in this type of environment that we're all living in right now, as well as improving that immune system.
You can see how there's a big difference between that last video I did probably 2 months ago, 3 months ago now, compared to this newer one.
Stick right around here, don't we, Scully?
You should really stay and watch this stuff, folks.
And we want you to go ahead and give you the best opportunity in this crazy arena. So here we go. Reducing anxiety and stress should be #1 on the top of everybody's list in the crazy environment that's going on today. So, technique, there's 3 of them. #1's really simple. All you're going to do is hydrate. Drink as much water as you possibly can. #2, make sure you're eating as much as you can fresh.
EV says, I've had several people bought the app through my link. Nice.
All the bright colored ones to help improve
It's good to promote it in your live stream. This video's so dope. Yeah, true. I've never done a live though. Angel EV, yeah, agree with you. I don't think anyone would show up to my live. That's not true, I'd show up to it. So what did you guys think about my last video? Do you think it was alright?
Make sure that you
Now, Brown Eyed Trucker says she didn't like Scully's eyes. He was too black, it was too dark.
Joe all the time. Make sure you're going ahead and getting rid of that stuff for at least a half an hour or an hour before you go to bed, so you can get some high quality sleep. Those 3 main things will help boost your immune system. Isn't that right, Scully?
Who's that immune system, folks?
That's right. That is very important that we go ahead and improve that immune system as much as humanly possible. Now, there's chemicals.
Evie, why you date that lots of laugh? People definitely will show up. Yes, Gary. How long can you watch a live video so they can get credit? That's a good question. I don't know how long you have to watch a live stream before you get credit. I know with me, it's the, let me turn this down. I feel like I'm shouting over it.
I want you to listen to these 2 crazy guys right now. See what you think about them. I'll see you on the other side.
Your last video is my now new favor. I'm looking for the same energy Now you got my eyes on you. Angel, thanks for the push. I like the way you move around. I be too busy watching you and Scully. Angel, thanks for the push. You have to be in it for 15 minutes. Oh, okay. She says you gotta be in it for 15 minutes. Ooh, that's a long time. Bonnie Rose says they liked my last video. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Trying to make little increments, improvements like you guys all do, which makes me want to push myself even harder when I watch your guys' stuff. I got my 2 characters now. I've done, this is the 3rd video I've done where I had Dr. Know-It-All and Dr. Cool Cats. And so I want to do at least 3 or 4 more videos with those 2 more characters in it to see if people seem to watch my content longer. And if that's the case, then I'm going to keep bringing different characters as well as these 2 and see how well it does. That's why grow streams come up so fast. Joe, to your left, is that a picture or cover that says subscribe? You mean in the video? You mean in my live stream? Oh, I'm sorry. Brown Eye, that is actually part of OBS. This is actually my actual, what do you want to call it? I'm losing the words. My thumbnail, my channel art is my brand. Oh God, jeepers, I'm losing my brain. So yeah, that's my brand. That little thumbnail thing you see there, that's my brand, that picture. I made that up probably, I don't know, 2 weeks before I started doing videos on YouTube. I'm like, you know what, let me try, if I'm going to do this, let me try and brand myself. And so that's me that I made up. On the wall, but yeah, no. No, that's actually OBS. What you see on there, the text above and below, and that branding thing that you see, that's all done by OBS that I put that in there. The OBS system itself allows you to do all kinds of stuff if you want to. Whether you want green screens or whether you're doing pictures. So this is all part of OBS. Yeah, it's not really on the wall. It's on the screen. Yeah, OBS isn't too bad. For me, I had to have it hooked into my actual computer. I couldn't do it through Wi-Fi. If I didn't have the Ethernet connect directly to the computer, the Wi-Fi for me does not do well with OBS. I get frame rate freezes up, and the sound continues, and all this other stuff, no matter what I did. So once I went to a hard line connection for my internet speed, I'm fine now. And there's a bunch of videos on how to use OBS. It's once you've watched, 3 or 4 videos on YouTube, it gets pretty easy to use. Why, thank you. I did it that way. Thank you, EV, or I should say E and V. make that a picture of you and Scully with red eyes on Scully. I guess I could do that. Oh, my bad. Hello, Scully. Yeah, I could probably do a graphic like that. I'd have to have it animated. I could do it definitely on Adobe After Effects. That wouldn't be too hard to do. Maybe I'll do that for next week, or next. Maybe I'll do that for the live stream on Wednesday. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, any graphic you can put on OBS. You just have to make sure you have a good internet connection, because you start throwing a lot of graphics like I've done, as well as the picture quality, as well as the sound. I mean, it might freeze up your internet if you don't have good internet speed. Hey, what did you guys think about the extra sound effects I put in on the video this time around? Not the actual music that you're hearing, but the special effects that I put in. Did you guys notice that I did that, or did you guys just experience that and didn't think that it was special effects? Yeah, so what I'm doing over the next several videos, as well as, you know, putting my characters in there, Dr. Know-It-All and So-and-So, and Cool Cats, I'm also starting to do some better transitions that you might see, and I'm putting sound effects in the video. Like if you watched it far enough to go me outside, when I went outside and I show the stream, that's a sound effect. When you guys see the apple or the sound effect of the fruits and vegetables, that's a sound effect. Oh, she didn't realize it. More focused on you and the body language. Okay. Yeah, those sound effects, they're all, those all I put in separate. When I show you the greenery and stuff outside, the birds and stuff, that's all sound effects. None of that stuff was taking place there. Okay, thank you, Brown Eye. So all right, so that's what I'm trying to figure out, teasing out here. What is kind of pushing people to watch it more? Some people it's the sound effects. Some people it's the content. Some people it's Ian V says it's the body language. Oh yes, the stem part. Wow, you made it seem so real though. Oh, the stream part. You made it seem so real. Yeah, I did, didn't I? It took me a while. I never done that before, so each time I do different techniques like that, like I've done everything else, and you guys probably do too, you get better at it, you get faster at it. The first 2 or 3 times I do something, it takes a long time to get used to it. So, you also be looking for my house shoes. I don't know why I found that to be cool though. Yeah, I mean my house shoes, yeah. This time though, I didn't for the Dr. B-roll part, the Dr. So-and-so and know-it-all. I wore dress shoes. I didn't wear slippers this time. Joe, did you see what I mentioned about how to move Scully's mouth? No. Yeah, that would be cool. Once you get good at graphics, you can close Scully's mouth, take a picture, then open Scully's mouth, take a picture, and loop it so that it looks like Scully's mouth is talking. Oh, that's a good part. You know what I'd have to do though to do that? I'd have to zoom in a close-up, because you're talking about. I'd have to somehow superimpose that video on top of my video and cut that together. I'm trying to think if After Effects would do that. I can cut it in and loop it, but I'm wondering how I can move his mouth without you. Yeah, I'd have to open it in picture and cut it in picture, but then I'd have to then somehow put that into my video and connect it all together. Because right now I'm making it so that I'm interacting with him in real time. I'd have to somehow piece it. I'm not sure how I could do that. Yeah, I could see what you're talking about, opening and closing it and cutting that whole component I could do as a separate part of the video, but I'm not sure how I could put that part into my live interaction video that I'm doing at the same time. I'm not sure if I can do that. I'll try it. Yeah, she said, EV says, yes, a close-up, a lot of work too, but would be worth it. Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to start where I'd zoom in, show him talking without me being in the picture, zoom back out, me interacting after he talked about it. I wouldn't be able to show him talking and me showing my expression at the exact same time. That's what I was trying to think. How can I show my expression to it? I can try it. We'll see. I'm going to have to think about that, how I can do that. It's a good idea. I'm going to see if I can do it. I'll have to think about it. I know how to do all the whole mouthing part and stuff like that on art, cut and video, cut and video. Then I have to look at how I can show it at the same time myself in the picture. I might be able to do it in After Effects. I don't see why I couldn't. I'll have to try it. You're welcome, Gary. Yeah, I might be able to do that. Hopefully I don't scare people. All of a sudden he opens his mouth up the first time. It might freak some people out. Oh, thanks, Gary, for watching the whole thing. That was very nice of you. That was a long 9-minute video. It was 9 minutes long, or just a shy over 9 minutes. Thank you, Bonnie Rose, for coming. The only other thing I would have to do, you know, besides opening his mouth and stuff like that, when I superimpose everything onto the skull, I'm going to have to somehow mimic the mouth at the exact same time. That's going to be a tough one. I might have to do, I mean, the animatronics would definitely do everything you're saying. I mean, when you see what I'm going to get at some point, it's pretty darn cool. The one I've looked at a few times on a couple websites. The eyes light up, the head can move, the mouth can move. It's pretty cool. I think I got a few people watching. Let me go ahead and reset this. I got 5 in the house, I think. 5 in the house watching. 5 or 6, whatever it is. Unlike my boy Familier, he gets like, I don't know, he just does live streams. And, they get a lot of people in there. But I'll be curious, these guys and girls that just do live streams, I'm wondering if they're going to get a lot of drop in their live streams because people can't just directly click onto someone else's channel and go to it. I bet you, at least for the short term, that their live streams count drop. Brown Eye says, all right, thank you. Joe, got to go make a phone call. See you next time. Good day to the chat. Yep. Goodbye. Thank you, Brown Eye. I was just about done anyways. I was going to see if we get some more people in here, but if we don't, I was going to finish it up anyways because we talked about the spine. We talked about a couple videos. So it's 1 o'clock on the dot, at least Eastern Standard Time now. So I want to thank everybody for coming, and I'll go ahead and we'll finish this up here. I do a live stream. It will be Wednesday this week, as long as everything is all right. No one's sick. Everybody's feeling good. Knock on wood or something just as hard. 5:30, 6 o'clock, 5:30 or 6 o'clock area, Eastern Standard Time. Take a look out for that, as well as I'll be looking out for your guys' channels and live streams. So, oh, I got X-Ray Ladies in the house. She crawls in at the last second. She drags her feet in. X-Ray Lady. X-Ray Lady says, Happy Easter! Happy Easter, everybody! Oh, you're working today. Oh, they made you work. Those dogs making you work. Oh man, I worked Friday. I was in Clayton on Friday, so I had to work Good Friday. I'm just about done with my live stream, X-Ray Lady. We talked about my newest video about reducing stress and anxiety in this crazy environment that I threw up yesterday. That was my new video, my new show with Scully and the two docs, Dr. So-and-so or Know-It-All and Dr. Cool Cats. We talked about the spine a little bit if people had questions about that.
Go ahead and show you just the basic little steps you're going to crank and relax your back. And go ahead and enjoy it.
I'm showing my latest video up here right now. I showed my old video, the snapping hip, earlier today. But I'm going to go ahead and finish it up now, X-Ray Lady. Alright, so Wednesday's live is we're going to talk about the knee. Hopefully I'll get my knee model today. And then my Saturday show will be about the knee at some aspect of it. And so we'll go ahead and see you all on Wednesday, 5:30, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Alright, see you all later.
Break up.